So I managed to just peruse some Alex Jones videos last night. He gives correct information, yet he's slanting it towards an agenda that you all don't want to take part in. Trust that. Um, how do I know? Well, because I know what these creatures look like at those levels. Can I prove it? I already have. The implant picture that I show, that's that is I left the one without my name. I even wrote on the thread, I'm leaving my medical numbers and name off of this because I don't know whether InfoWars would appreciate me just coming out completely like that and exposing myself, and I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted to start off with giving the information and giving some insights, working with them a little bit behind the scenes because of the condition I was in. And I made that really clear. But at the same time, he got a $500,000 money bomb laid on him by Kevin Trudeau and all that. Big surprise. My forum account was deleted, as well as those implant pictures. So when I'm sitting here listening to Alex Jones talk about behavioral insight teams and hacked implants, resisting social influencing and vagus nerve bundle stimulators being fucked with smartphones and other emitters that can be found in some hospitals and or clinics or other places. Whether it's a virus in their system, whatever. I don't know. I gave the evidence and the information based on what I know, and Alex Jones censored it. Now Alex Jones wants to talk about Extortion 17, have these SEAL team members' families on his show. He wants to talk about all these things that he keeps saying puts these other people's lives on the line, yet he's unwilling to show this, to step up to the plate on this. Why? It seems like things are being orchestrated and he's only speaking to people that would be some of the last people to know certain things. I'm sure those on Extortion 17 were the last to learn of certain things. So Alex Jones censoring my stuff, I believe if he had not censored it, those 23, 22 men on Extortion 17 might still be alive. I believe that Benghazi may have been prevented. I also believe that maybe 9/11 wouldn't have happened due to certain other things. So in all this, I also have to fight back quite a bit of anger about this situation. Especially watching Alex Jones and his overinflated ego. It's pretty disgusting, really. Um, Behavioral insight teams. So they go in, they get a read, and then they go back, give their analysis. And then what happens after that is certain teams and components are set in, sometimes individuals, sometimes teams working together, to go in and take over the social influencing portion in a group. You know, not necessarily the leader, but somebody that influences everybody in some way, or somehow knows how to influence a group to manipulate their thinking, to head them down certain other trails, to get them to dislike certain personality types or certain types of clothing. Oh my God, he's wearing blue. He's got to be the enemy. You know, little things like that. Oh, but this is for our gang colors. Well then, okay, how come you're shooting people that aren't even gang members if they're wearing those colors in the wrong neighborhood? Maybe you guys ought to come up with patches or something so you know who to shoot and who is just somebody that bought a blue shirt that day. So as far as I'm concerned, Alex Jones is more than likely the enemy. And that's why he's so arrogant and laughing his ass off. He's telling you how arrogant he is if you listen. If they got you so brainwashed, well, their arrogance runs away like a runaway train after they got their YouTube views and their fan base and their, are you gonna fight for me? You're gonna die for me. I don't care if I live or die. I already know I'm gonna die. He's saying that now? Oh, okay. I guess he's also trying to take down as many people with him as he can. Maybe he could float on their bodies. See, I might be his only chance if he's worried about dying for a cause. Why wouldn't he help bring my information forward? Especially if I've nailed all this before he did. Yeah. Watch my YouTube stuff. Go back and read the ramblings I did on Project Camelot and David Icke's forum. Yeah. I was talking more in depth, more details. Oh, but you didn't use behavioral insight team as a term. Well, because behavioral insight team as a term wasn't really used or until recently. Duh. What'd you call the spaceship 100 years ago? Or what'd you call the space shuttle 100 years ago? What would you have called it? What did the first people developing the space shuttle call it? Did they call it space shuttle right off the bat? Or was it X19B78250? Well, wouldn't that be weird if that was an actual serial number or something that I just rattled off? So, put this with everything else I've said. The math isn't that complicated. Look at all the money Alex gets. He talks about people get $10 million a year payoff, life's threatened to keep certain things secret. So maybe Alex made a deal to cover his ass, feel like he's some good guy when he knows he's really a bad guy. But as long as you guys think he's a good guy, he thinks he's a good guy. And all he's got to do is let one guy and his Born Identity story, his Jack Reacher, his The Pretender story, go unheard as large groups of SEALs are dying and other units, as well as Americans and Syrians and those in Benghazi. And the list goes on and on. And I'm sitting here going, I better just keep plugging away. I'm having success. It's not as quick as I'd like it, but there is headway. So I'm going to keep doing it this way. Because the only other option would be for me to go blow a building up or some stupid shit like that. Like Ward Churchill taught the weathermen how to do. Oh yeah, that Ward Churchill guy. How many of you have Googled Ward Churchill and read up on him? Oh, he's an old buddy of Obama's. The circle's getting tighter. You know why their circle's getting tighter? Is because a story in Genghis Khan or something like that I was told was as a child, his first lesson was they were surrounding the enemy. They got them all into a forest, and then they spiraled into the enemy, killing everything: rabbits, deer, rats. Didn't matter. Lions, humans, whatever was in there was to be shot on sight, killed on sight. Bow and arrow shot, you know. Um, Man got down to one little animal, quiet, and he asked his father to spare that one animal. It's a spiral method. The enemy can't go anywhere but spiral inward because their avenues of network have to be severed, or they will cause other networks to become in the open. Remain autonomous except when to do so would affect others, or blah blah as a whole. It's one of the AA traditions. So, you know, there's all these good things that are being used for bad reasons and purposes. Like I said, tools can be used for good or evil. Depends on whose hands they're in. My dog really wants to go say hi to my neighbor. He's got his friends, people he really likes. He just wants to say hi, let him know that they're loved. He is such a... He's got a big heart. So I guess we are kind of alike. Just I bite harder. Oh, Marty. Alright, I'll wrap this up. So there it is. Hackable implants. Why did they kill all those guys? Was it to cover up a mistake they made? And rather than fixing it and admitting that these things are hackable, which would cause them to have to shut it down, whatever it is that they're doing with these things. So instead of shutting it down and fixing it, I guess they just offed whoever might have one or who might know about these projects and programs and little research bullshit, fucking DARPA fucking crap. They have no right. This is illegal. This goes against all human rights, civil rights, every fucking law on the books this shit goes against. So I think some of them do need bullets in the heads. Alex Jones has been in this game a while, hasn't he? He's paid some visits to this area as well, because, well, Bohemian Grove's just down the road. So there again, why wouldn't he listen to my story if I'm so close to things, as well as a good guy? Do you know how complicated these games get? How they can isolate a person, box them in, discredit them, especially with an implant like this. And these loud bangs and noises that happen. Neighbor that when he has a certain company, my dog acts tense. When he has a certain company, I have a hard time sleeping within a certain radius. In other words, I can't hang out in my living room without getting tense. Kind of like a spidey sense. What else is there to say about it? So I hope this does what I needed to do today, because I did another one that wasn't as polite as this. Did I private or unlisted? I guess it doesn't matter.